Greetings, class. Chris Haskins here with the realestateroundup.com. Thank you once again for allowing me to pour into your real estate investing career. It is an honor, my privilege to do so. My goal, to raise the financial literacy of my fellow mankind through real estate investing. Today, I have got an awesome story for you today. We're gonna go directly, I'm gonna take you inside an IRS auction, a US Treasury tax auction. Literally, what's going on here today is I've got my little card. We're going to be bidding on some houses. The IRS has seized some property in my city, in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. They have a little flyer here that we downloaded, and you can just, if you want to find one in your city, just Google IRS or US Treasury real estate tax auction. The good thing about these is they're absolute, no other liens on them. They've already done all the title searches. What happens with the IRS is they are, according to IRS regs here, I downloaded this stuff, so I don't want you to think I'm making this stuff up. When a lender, this is why it's so important to know what you're doing when you're bidding on foreclosed houses. When a lender forecloses on a property, here's the lender, right? They can foreclose on a property, foreclose. Typically what happens when a lender forecloses is they take back, it's an unobstructable process where they take back ownership of a property. Now, the only entity, let's just say, the only way around that is the IRS. They can actually circumvent the lender taking back a property. No, don't take my word for it. Let me read this to you. What happens is the IRS has something called redemption rights. And in some states, the owner has redemption rights to bring their loan back, but we're not going to get into that. Today, we're going to talk about the IRS redemption rights. And what are redemption rights? I'm glad you asked. Okay, according to, and this is Barron's Real Estate Dictionary. You got to get one of these. I would like it if you were to get it from me through the link below, because I sacrifice time to bring you these books. I'll make a few pennies on it too. The redemption rights, according to Barron's Dictionary, redemption period is the period of time during which a former owner, like I told you before, or in this instance, government agency, the IRS, can reclaim a foreclosed piece of property. Let me repeat that. The period during which government agency, I'm going to skip over former owner because that's not the case here. Period during which the IRS, the government agency, can reclaim foreclosed property. I like that. You can reclaim. Oh my goodness. I wish I could reclaim a lot of stuff in my life. But I can't do that, right? But the IRS, when the lender forecloses, or let's say if you went to the foreclosure auction and you were the buyer and you bought the foreclosure. Let's say you're the buyer. So what the IRS can do is they can exercise their redemption rights. Let me read this to you. This is the IRS section 5.12.5.1. Good gracious. All right, Billy, be quiet back there. I know you want to be on camera too. The IRS has the right to redeem real property sold through a foreclosure action initiated by a third party, that's the lender, that has a priority interest over the federal tax lien. And when they say over the federal tax lien, that just means that they took this loan out to buy the house before the IRS came after their butts. All right. So say you went to the foreclosure auction and the lender either took the house back or the buyer bought the foreclosure at the auction. All right. So buyer, lender foreclosure, or buyer, let's just say, what would we call that? Buyer at auction. So the IRS is going to say, hey, you know what? This property, Mr. Seller that got foreclosed on, he owes us some money. Now, the good thing about this is the IRS doesn't care whether you're in a judicial state or a non-judicial state. The redemption rights still stay true. Unbelievable, right? All right. So the IRS can come in and say you have either bought this property now, you're the new owner. Over the next few weeks, you're going to close on it. You might put up the money to buy it. The lender has already put the money out, so they just took it back. But let's say you bought it. The time period, according to IRS.gov 5.12.5.1, good gracious. The time period for redemption after foreclosure sale with respect to either non-judicial or judicial foreclosure, remember we said that, is 120 calendar days or the period allowable for redemption under that state law, whichever one is longer. You know the IRS got to get theirs. They're going to go by whatever one is longer. Okay, so you bought this house, say you put out, let's say you put out $80,000 to buy this property at the foreclosure sale. The IRS can come in. They can come in and exercise their redemption rights and either pay you off. Well, yeah, they're going to literally pay you off and take that asset back from you. So you got a smoking deal. Let's say this house is worth 150. You bought it at 80. IRS is going to say, hey, Mr. Chris, we know you bought this house here. Billy, chill. That's just me. We know you bought this house here, right? But hey, let me pull your coattail, player. We need that. We need that house back. We need that to satisfy some debts. Billy, chill. I'm trying to work here. They want you to satisfy some debts, right? So I guess Billy, you just don't want me to work today. I'm gonna be right back. We're gonna put Billy up. Good gracious. They're going to exercise their rights, take this property back from you. Now, let's keep moving on and explain how that works. Foreclosure, sale, purchaser reimbursement rights, section 5.12.5.2. All right, follow me now. When redemption is considered, the IRS must notify the purchaser, that's going to be either you or the lender, of the property at the foreclosure sale, if applicable, or their right to reimbursement. Number 2, in addition to being reimbursed for the amount paid toward the purchase of this house plus interest. Isn't that cool? So the IRS is going to pay you whatever amount they'll pay you for the house. They're going to pay you for the house. Not only will they pay you whatever you pay for it, right? They will also pay you plus interest. So I don't know what that interest rate is. They didn't have it here. The purchaser has the right to request reimbursement for certain payments made to a senior lien holder. Say perhaps if you're a second that's foreclosing this and you had to pay off a first. That's going to be a little more deeper, a little more deep. I don't want to get into that either. But I want you to understand that the IRS can literally shut you down. They can take back the house that you just bought and go resell it for the money that the seller or the previous owner owed. So that's powerful, guys. So the IRS is going to come in, pay you off, and then what they will do is in a few weeks, your house will end up here, and then somebody like me or Mr. Joe investor is going to come down to the foreclosure. They're going to liquidate that house, IRS, right? And you're going to pay off whatever. I guess they're trying to satisfy whatever taxes that the previous owner owed. Now, if you want to go research this, I recommend you to do that. It's going to be, I don't know, pages and pages and pages that you can go read how this works. But anyway, so that's how it works. We're going to take you inside of the auction today. You're going to meet some interesting characters, some savory characters. I met one guy's been in the business. He told me he had 700 houses. Now he's down to 60. I met some new investors there, and you'll meet one of my contractors, Steve, A+ guy. You'll see how the auctioneers hold auctions, how you sign up. You can't even bid unless you're coming in with cash, a cashier's check. So this is some good stuff. Let's get out there to this auction, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys, and like the content below. And if you have any comments about how we can do better or what you would do at the auction, hopefully I'm going to show you how auction etiquette should take place. You don't go bid when the auctioneer first starts out. You just you don't start off bidding. You wait to the end and then you start bidding. But you're going to see inside. Met some wonderful people. So let's get out there and let's get to this auction. All right, let's do it. Let's go. All right, guys, we're here at the Hampton Roads Convention Center. I'm with my boy Steve. What up, Steve? This is the Hampton Roads Convention Center. We're across the street from the Hampton Coliseum. You can see that now. We're on the way inside the auction. How many houses going to auction, Steve? 8. So today I want to help you with auction etiquette. Hopefully they'll let me record inside as we're going inside here. Hey guys. So we're going to the convention center. There's a lot of cars here. I'm praying that it's so dark. Oh, good. I'm praying that all these people aren't here bidding. Oh, there it is. I'm praying that all these cars in the parking lot aren't bidders on houses. What do you think, Steve?
I hope not. If it is,
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap.
But I don't want you, hopefully this video will help you to understand how auctions look and how, I call it auction etiquette. You don't just go in there and raise your hand, do that crap, and you gotta have a money order, cashier's check, and I give it to you. You gotta have, and this particular one is $3,000, so we need $3,000 just to walk in the door of this particular auction here. Steve, let's see where we're going. This is just a beautiful building. So what happened on this one here was, I'm presuming the IRS is a Treasury auction, right?
Correct.
The IRS has either seized some properties or they came and then exercised their redemption right after the bank foreclosed on these properties here.
Those are for me.
Government Treasury auction. This is it. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's up, man? No, list inside for today.
I guess this is it here. We are here at the auction. This is it, Steve.
Let's go on in and see.
I guess they don't gotta. I guess we don't have to. Looks like we're not gonna have to present our money order or cashier's check to get inside. This is what it looks like here, guys. Inside of an auction. We're at a live US Treasury auction. Want to get the data, Steve? A live US Treasury auction here to see exactly how they're gonna go down with this. What are they saying, Steve? What do you say? Got a registration up there. Let's do it. Come on. Why not? So we're gonna have to register here first. Steve, why don't you just go ahead and register with the jump? You got it here? How you doing, my brother? I'm just rolling for my coaching clients. Is that okay? So we can do the process?
That's fine.
Let's do it. So what we got here is registering. What do you think, my brother?
You're good. Welcome. And I'm glad that you buy houses because we're selling them. Right?
We do. So tell me how this is gonna go down. You want to kind of give me a brief 1 second. Let me-
About 15 minutes till auction time, 15 minutes till auction time. If you
Yeah,
haven't
he got the
registered, you'd like to, come see us up in the front.
break, give it a
Also,
break.
if you have any questions,
I did not.
make
We
sure
did. He
you get
did.
your questions
Okay, so
answered
somebody
now.
saw these
Won't
properties.
be
Yes, sir.
entertaining any
So we're
questions
gonna be selling them in
once the
auction.
auction's
Okay.
That's the auction order for today.
Gotcha. I saw that online.
Mike will be doing the auction.
Okay.
We'll do them one at a time. And to register, you need to fill out your registration form
Steve's doing that.
with a photo ID and your cashier's check.
Do you got all that?
Yep. And 30 days to close,
No problem.
and you're good.
So is there? I want to know. Is this going to be a absolute auction?
No.
That's, okay. Cool.
Yeah. No. It says right here in the terms of
I
sale.
saw that, but
They
I
reserve the right to accept or reject the highest offer.
So you know what that means, guys? Basically, if we win, they ain't gotta sell it.
72 hours.
How you doing, my brother?
You gonna be here for the auction?
Thank you. I'm just here with Rhonda. She's at the auction. Go ahead, Rhonda.
Hi, I'm here to observe today.
But you've been learning, so you're getting
I have
educated.
been learning. I've been getting educated for a year. I joined Fortune Builders.
Fortune builders. Oh, you broke then. You broke. How much you spent?
That I'm not going to. Pretty penny, but it's been worth it.
All right, cool.
It's
I'm
been
just
worth
messing
it.
with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I'm a rural investor. So I'm more
Write it off.
Middle Peninsula. Out the
Middle
country.
Peninsula. You out there in
No man's
Gloucester
land.
and Matthews
Keep
County,
going. Keep going.
Middlesex.
Uh-huh.
My wife's from there. I know a little bit about that.
Yeah.
So you had a question. What are you saying?
The being a rural investor. Being
A
out there.
rural. Oh man, that's gonna be challenging because a
very
lot of the
challenging.
systems don't work out there.
They work. My biggest issue is that lenders are not comfortable out there because they don't understand that the market's nearly the same as it is here. We are properties like that also.
Oh, they do.
Oh yeah, we don't have much sitting still. But lenders, if you're not Virginia Beach or Richmond or the big,
They don't want to hear it.
they're scared. It's understandable.
Okay.
They consider Gloucester rural. Gloucester is not rural.
So Rhonda has a problem with
Gloucester is
lenders lending her money based on being a rural investor. And being a rural investor means you don't have, for our viewers, they may not know, they have less density in the population and less houses also, right? Because you got more land per house, generally speaking.
And that's when the comp situation comes into. When I'm comping a property, I might be sitting on 55 acres. So
Okay.
to find something within a mile
Ain't gonna happen.
ain't gonna happen. So you have to
Oh, wow.
understand the rural community. The rural waterfront too. We have a lot of
you.
waterfront. which Virginia Beach can relate to that.
Yeah, but that values ain't gonna be nowhere close to Virginia Beach.
No, but it,
Folks,
they
got about
are
5
valuable.
minutes till auction time, 5 minutes till auction time. If you haven't registered and you'd like to, come see us up front. Also, last minute questions, we're gonna get, make sure you take care of those now. We won't be entertaining any questions once the auction starts. We have the flyer order up here, so make sure that you have one of these if you need one. Also, we're gonna go over the terms and conditions of the sale here in just a minute, and those are also on the back of these, of the flyer order. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes to showtime, guys. Yeah, I can't, Rhonda, I can't necessarily give you any advice on being a rural investor because I've never done it. Matter of fact, kind of stayed away from it just for that same reason. Can't get no money. Wow. Well, you can invest in Newport News if you want to
I have
drive over.
expanded out this area from Mechanicsville to
Mechanicsville's
York County.
jumping.
Mechanicsville is. So
That's like a suburb of Richmond, right? You might
but
want
it's
to
still
just.
a suburb. But it's,
Are they scared of that too?
no, Mechanicsville, they're more open to. So I'm trying to get more of the community involved in the rural areas, more of our businesses.
That's gonna be a challenge. I'm thinking what I could tell you. You might have to just take that trip, but you used to driving, no doubt. How far are you from Mechanicsville?
About the same distance as here,
So you
which
gotta
is
go.
about an hour and a half to 2 hours,
Yeah.
depending on what area you're going to.
I'm gonna leave that one alone, Mom. I cannot answer that question. I
I
cannot
have-
answer that question. Go ahead.
I have encountered a lot of obstacles and challenges in the last year, and I've overcame every one of them. So it's just one more to find a solution for and move on.
No doubt you will. No doubt you will. All right. You can just go right there. Steve, show me what you just showed me there. And Steve is pulling them up online. What you got there?
So I'm looking at, this is on the city assessment site. I'm going through looking at some of the property information, and I'm looking at the transfer history, one in particular. This investor had the property from 2010 is when he purchased it. And this same investor appears to have owned all the properties at the auction today.
Get this thing. Oh, there it is. Hit it, Steve. So go ahead. Point to. Oh, okay.
So, and then this is actually, so this is all information on the city website.
Gotcha. What's the city assessor site?
Right,
So, Steve, it looks like the bank already foreclosed on it.
right.
That's what I'm saying. The IRS had to have exercised their redemption after they foreclosed on it. Is that what you're thinking, Rhonda?
What?
How do you think the IRS got hold of these properties? If the
Drug
bank
dealer.
owns it, if the
Drug
bank,
dealer.
I know
All
that
right, ladies and gentlemen,
They
it's
seized the
auction
property.
time.
after the bank